And we are allegedly live, according to my little screen. It says this hangout is now live on air. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Vaping Biker vlog. There we go. Got the words right at the end. So, yes, welcome in. It's another one of those ones where, first of all, I've just had a really massive mouthful of squash and I've kind of all in the mouth. Anyway, so the main reason for this is, I guess it's kind of 50-50. First of all, I'm a bit lazy and I haven't had time to record a proper full vlog on the camera. But also there's been quite a few people kind of enjoying it, allegedly. So as far as the feedback goes, so I'm doing another live one. Now, I do have to be aware of the fact that obviously people watch this on playback. Now, I haven't quite got into using Zoom and OBS and everything as yet. So people who are watching this on playback don't get to see the chat and all that sort of good stuff. So when I do read up things, read up, is that even a thing? When I do read things in the chat, then I'm going to try and read your name and your question and all that sort of good stuff. Now then, as per usual, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do the first half of the vlog as per normal with normal vloggy things, and then a little bit later I will do kind of more of a conversation and open it up with you guys and get some questions and answers underway and all that good shit. How does that sound? Are we cool with that? Are you all right with that? Let me know. Maybe no. Right, so while people are getting in, let's just have a quick look at the chat before I kick things off. Things seem to be going rather well at the moment. I've said it now. Touch wood. Right, let's have a little look and see who we've got here. I'm just going to do a random scroll. Scary Cartoons, Philip Twells, Omar L. Harry. Mike NLA, L Ashton, hello Lewis, how you doing? Mr. Miles, Addy Tooney's in the house. Nice to see you, Addy. Thanks very much for coming and joining us again. Vaping Biker, that's me. I'm here. I know that. Def N, Robbie Harkless, and Nadir Zenith, Addy again, Chris Buddy, Eric Vapes, Socrates, the cab driver. I said Yasu earlier on. I don't know if you saw that. That was about not far off the extent of my Greek. Volker Het, hello, how you doing? And did I what? Did I screw up the start? I don't think I did. I think we're okay. I think everybody's watching what's going on. I think we're all right. People are talking in chat, so that's got to be a good thing. Gareth Martin, Robbie Harkles, Harkless, Hicks Vapes, Addy again, Tenebris UK, Gareth Bailey, Philip Twelves, Robbie Harkless, Peters Pipes, Lee Coleman, Jordan Bats, Philip Hicks, Nick Pap, Cockhoot, Coils, Habib Vape, Oliver Lebarou, Mr. Miles, Chris Bridges, Alistair Patterson, Cool Runnings 100k Troll, Mart DNNS 84, Andy Ginger, and a whole bunch of you. Anyway, I'm going to go back into things. Nice to see you. Sorry if I didn't say your name there. Thank you very much anyway for joining in. I do appreciate it. I would love to be able to give everybody a shout out, but I would be doing most of the show just doing that, I feel. So yeah, we're going to try and kick into things and see how we're getting on. Oh, Mr. Todd's in the house. So Mr. Todd is in the house. He may be coming to join us later on. Who knows? I don't know. But it's nice to see you, Mr. Todd. Thank you very much for coming in. In fact, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. There we go. Oh, Mr. Todd's a moderator now, so if you upset him, he'll just fuck you off. That's it. He's just not going to mess around. I haven't asked him if he's okay doing it, but there you go. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I have no idea whether tonight is going to be a popular one or not. Happy 4th of July to all of you Americans out there. I know nothing really of 4th of July other than lots of people ran away from England and then went over there. I went, oh, this is nice and sunny. We'll stay here. So, yes. Happy that day to you guys. And, yeah, hope you're having a jolly good time with it. And hope you're having a good few drinks and relaxing with fam. I think it's all a public holiday for you guys as well, isn't it? 4th of July, is that a thing? Is that a thing over there? So I imagine there's going to be lots of people not watching this and just getting shit-faced, I imagine, and quite rightly so. Although you crazy Americans do seem to get a public holiday at the drop of a hat, and I'm only a little bit jealous. Okay, then. So let's have a little vape, and then I will talk you through how we're going to be kicking things off tonight. I celebrate my love for you. Oh yes, not even had a drink. Anyway, right, I've not quite got everything up. I need to do that, get that going there. I need to do some of that, oh no, oh, that's right then. Phew. And some of that. Right. Okay, then. So, as always, thank you very much for joining us. And I think we've got quite a few more people in the room now, so we may as well kick things off as per usual. And once again, at risk of repeating myself, first of all, happy 4th of July to everybody. Second of all, thank you very much for coming and joining me. And thirdly, what we're going to do is, as per normal, where we hit the normal vloggy stuff up front, and then we do the sort of the Q&A and the random chat and what have you after that. It shouldn't be a massive vlog today, so hopefully we can have a good old conversation a little bit later on. As per usual, just a bit of housekeeping. If you do want to do a super chat or something like that, then obviously that goes to the Dizzy Fund as per last week, but you're under no obligation to, of course. And don't forget that YouTube does take 30% because they're robbing bastards. But that's the thing. But I will try and pay attention to chat as much as I possibly can. But yeah, otherwise we'll just crack on, and then I will be paying way more attention to chat once we've done the normal vloggy stuff. Cool. Marvelous. So what's been happening? So Mr. Schwar put a new article on vapingbiker.co.uk, so you can go and check that out and see his written review of the OBS Cryus RDTA. Nearly called it a cheetah RTTA then. So yeah, go and check that out. Go and have a read of that. Mr. Schwar is doing a rather grand job on his written reviews at the moment, and it's always good to get a little bit of feedback either in the comments of that or on the Vaping Biker Facebook page. So yeah, please go and check that out and see what you think. That'll be very cool. I think he's going to be turned into a little superstar by doing these written reviews at some point in time as well. He's going to be doing a good thing. He's got a talent for it. Anyway, so what else is going on? Oh, I made a squeezy thing. I'm just covering this one. I know a lot of people have seen it. If you Stuart Niven, thank you very much for your £10 donation. That is incredibly kind of you, Stuart. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. That will go into the Dizzy Fund. Now then, this is something that you may have seen if you're on my Instagram or Vaping Biker Facebook page. This is something that I wanted to make. Now, a lot of you know about my ankylosing spondylitis and fibromyalgia, so you will have heard me talk in my reviews about having a gammy hand and not very much strength in it and all that sort of good stuff. And so what I wanted to do was try and figure out a way that I could give something back to the community, and try and do something good. But yeah, what we've got here is this is the V1 version. That's very, very white, so you can't really see it overly well. If I turn that light off, you can kind of see it a little bit more. Basically what it is, and the idea of this is to be as super simple as humanly possible. So what you do is you get your juice bottle. The 10ml juice bottles are a proper royal pain in the dick these days. 10ml juice bottle that can go directly into the thingy-jiggy, what's it called, squeezer job. So that's poking out the end there like so, and then all you got to do is give that a squeeze, which you can do pushing the whole thing against your hand if you want, and that's a way to drip onto your coils. Now then, this was just a V1, and I will be doing a V2 with a couple of minor changes on there. Forgot what I've done with the lid. A couple of minor changes on there, and my idea on this one is to pop it onto Thingiverse, and so Thingiverse is kind of like it's a place where people with 3D printers go to get a load of free designs. So you can just pull down the right file and print it out yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to stick up on Thingiverse, and I'm going to do what I can and try and speak to a good-willed 3D printer in the vaping world as well, because what I want to do is I want to make them available either in file format for free. So just if you've got an issue and you know somebody with a 3D printer, you can just get them to print it out. out and it doesn't cost you anything. Or if you don't know anyone who can do that, then maybe a 3D printing service that can do that for you. What I'm aiming to do is I've not patented it. I've not done anything along those lines, because I want to create something that people can have for free, and people with disabilities, people that especially with things like dexterous things, have a nightmare when it comes to some vaping things. So I want to try and give something back and provide some kind of free thing. Does that make sense? So while it's not me kind of making them and then giving them out for free, because unfortunately I don't have the time to do it. Once I've designed it and perfected the design, I'm going to make the design available to everybody. And as I said, try and get somebody else to be on board with it as well. So hopefully we can get some stuff out there for people with you know, hand issues. So yeah. Or just people that have a pain in the dick time with a 10mm bottle, because some of them are rock hard and they're really difficult to squeeze. But yeah, so thank you very much to everybody who's decided to redesign it for me. When I put it up on social media, I just wanted to gauge a little bit of kind of interest, whether people would be up for it or not, or what. But instead I got a plethora of people who decided they knew better than I did, and that it should be done a whole bunch of different ways. But no, I was already working on a V2 when I did the first one. So you know, it will be happening at some point in time, but I'll hopefully get some more information out to you guys on that one soon. It's just, I just want to do something to help people, you know, and it's a little thing, but when you think about how many times you drip over the course of a day, if you can't drip, it makes life a nightmare. So yes, that's a thing. We're going to make that a thing. Hopefully, we'll see. Now then, also new t-shirt designs will be very soon. I am going to be doing short runs of t-shirt designs though. So whilst you can go onto vapingbiker.co.uk and go into the merchandise bit to see all of the normal Vaping Biker stuff, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing not regular, kind of random designs available just for short runs or short periods, just because I think it'll be fun. I said ages ago that I was going to, as Christmas time, that I was going to be doing the 4% VIP club ones, which are the ladies that watch. So so because my viewership is under 5% ladies, then I figured it would be fun to do a VIP member of the 4% club for the ladies out there, and it's going to be something cool. But it's really difficult to design a t-shirt with women in mind. It's because you either kind of go far too far. As a simple guy, I go like daft and do a pink fluffy unicorn thing, or it'll be too masculine. It's really, so I've come out with a load of designs, but yeah, they're really, really difficult. Anyway, what else have we got going on? That's the stuff. So that will be happening soon. So then, videos that have gone out. Now, before I go into the videos that I've done, the Buster Draw video should have happened by now, but I'm a bell end, so it didn't. Basically, what happened was I cleaned out my desktop, so I made things a lot more manageable, and I accidentally deleted the file that took me 4.5 hours to create on Saturday, which was just a huge pain in the dick, and I've spent the last 2 days trying to get software that will be able to pull that back from the realms of my hard drive, darkest bits of my my hard drive, and sadly that didn't happen. So so we're recreating the spreadsheet so I can do the draw and everything else. That will be getting done tomorrow. So the draw video should be out tomorrow night. So I do apologize for that one, but yeah, it's just me being a bell end. Can't do anything about that. Sorry. Now then, what else we got going on? I'm having a vape. Hold on. So since the last vlog, we have done a few bits and bobs. The first one was the wildfire. Those of you that saw this little wildfire video will know that I love this little mod, and I really do. I think it's the tits, and I absolutely stand by what I said about the wildfire and the U-Box. I think they're great little mods. DigiFlavor have done a grand job with those ones. I think they've done yeah, very, very good. And I use that a lot. I love that button. It's just the best button. It's brilliant. And then after that, I did do a quick update video when we just had £633 remaining on the Buster raffle. By the way, if you aren't aware of it, we've gone past target. We managed to raise like 6,050, I think. So well done to everybody. But I'm going to go into more on that in its own video. We've done the Pandora RDA by Psychosis Inc. Had it for yonks. Oh, Guybrush Threepwood. Thank you so much. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you for your €10 donation to the channel. That will go to the Dizzy Fund. Thank you so much. That will pay her. We can get. I got an email. I got a phone call today. We get to go and pick up our ashes. But no. That will go to the bills all created and stuff from that time. So thank you very much indeed. So yes, the Pandora RDA, that happened, and you know, it was what I stand by. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the guys come up with next. But for me, it was a bit too turbulent on the airflow. But yeah, I mean, it was a decent RDA, but I don't think it quite did what it was promising to do, for me at least. And that's just in my opinion. And you know, if you're unsure what I'm on about, then go and check out the review. After that came the CSMNT, the Cosmonaut, which I thought was brilliant. I really like the RDA. I think it's a great RDA. And I managed to make a fuck up in that as well. I tell you, oh, losing my marbles. I said that custom vapes didn't have any left, but they do, and I put a little thing in a little card in the top of the screen when I talked about it, as well as put the details in the description. So yeah, they've got bucket loads if you want one. They're all there. And then after that came the Underdog, which was this bad boy, which I'm still using away like a good one. And I'm still enjoying the fuck out of it. So yeah, I mean, I said in the review that that's going to be a mech setup that I will be keeping for a fair old period of time. And that's going into my favorite mechs. And without a doubt, I think it's great. I really do like it. Now then, that comes to all of the videos that I've done, so we can get rid of that window, screw that off. I can't remember any of the comments. I should have brought up some of the comments on the videos to see if there are any questions, but I forgot all about it. I just saw that Zio Azalin, my 17-year-old cat, died on Saturday. I had to put him down. So I'm so sorry to hear that, Zio. That's terrible news. It's horrific, isn't it? But no, sorry. I don't know what to say. Sorry. Now then, okay, let's do other stuff, shall we? What else is happening? Oh, by the way, if anyone from Austria, is there anyone from Austria in the room? Let me know. Let me know. If you're not watching this live and you are from Austria, then please get involved with what I'm about to say, because I need the comments in the main section, in the main description. No, in the main comments of the video, not the live chat, because the live chat doesn't go into the rerun, obviously, to let me know about vaping in Austria, because I have no idea what's going on there. And in a couple of weeks, my sister-in-law is getting married to my pal Raz, and so we're going over there as a family for a week, and obviously I'm going to be vaping, obviously. So I just want to know if there's things like vape shops over there, if you can fly in without the Austrian government just stealing all your vape gear as soon as you get to the airport, and all that sort of good stuff. So if you've got any information about Austria, then please go and let me know about that, either in the comments or drop me a message on Facebook or whatever. That would be really cool. That would be much appreciated as well, because I've never been. I know Arnie's Austrian, but that's about it. That's Sound of Music. That was Austria, wasn't it? Anyway, what else have we got? So let's get into the new shit, shall we? So this was something that I received earlier on, right at the start of last week, I think. And that's this big bad boy here. Now, this is the Geekvape Pro Tab, which is an ohm reader. And also it has this thing where you can flip this up. You see what I'm doing there? Does that come through? You can flip that up, and there you go. You can use it as a mod. I have no idea why you'd want that to be a thing. Absolutely no idea whatsoever. I guess it would make, the difference between building on this and a normal mod, that you can lay this flat. like that. I guess that's the thing. But then you can go like that and go, oh, I'll have a vape. That's fun. Now then, I haven't got a battery in there. Let me put a battery in here because I had quite the issue when it turned up. Because I did have a thing. Mine came with no instructions, no attempt. So before Smart Ass goes, oh, well, you should have read the instructions, you know, but well, I didn't have any to read. So there you go, up your bum. Now then, hang on. Okay, so when it came and I popped the batteries in, that happened like that. So FO, I've got an RDA on there, you see, and I thought, well, that should be reading the how's your father, and no, and when you press this fire button that's on the side here, this big bulbous clicky fire button, it then gives you the resistance, and at that point, I lost my mind. I absolutely lost my shit because I'm like, well, that's fine if you've got certain how's your father's, certain builds going on there. That's fine and dandy. However, the idea of having to fire it to check your resistance is ridiculous. It's just, I thought it was, and it was dangerous as well, because if you put a like an Ni 200 or titanium build in there or anything like that, and you had to fire it, and you got an unregulated 4.2 volts going in there, that would not be good at all. However, I said that I had a concern about it on Instagram and Facebook. However, I didn't go into it any further until I'd spoken to Geekvape, which did eventually happen. And it turns out that 3 clicks and it will read the resistance without having to fire it. So thankfully, it's not the big hoo-ha. I'm quite pleased that I didn't. I didn't get all my knickers in a twist and write an article about this one. But no, so that's but it's, you know, the issue that I thought may be super unsafe with it isn't an unsafe thing. So it's a thing. It's fine and dandy. Now, as far as accuracy goes or anything like that, I've still got a lot to figure out on there, and a lot of testing. So I will let you know more as I do it. Vape Ross Vape, £5. Please take us back, the USA. Yeah, you see, I'm not entirely sure who's got the worst political system at the moment, the Americans or the English, or the British, should I say. It's not great. It's not great. Our Prime Minister decided she didn't have any money for nurses and firefighters and good people, but she did have like £1 billion just to throw at another bunch of people to keep her in office. So that's nice. Anyway, let's not get all political about things. No one's going to appreciate that one. But yeah, thank you very much. And welcome and have a great 4th of July. Hope you're getting very drunk. What else has come in then? So we've got the Innokin Oceanus. Now, the Innokin Oceanus came in 2 forms, if you saw my Instagram and Facebook. So we've got the EU version and we've got the non-EU version. Can you guess which is which? Can you? Can you though? Can you really? So we've got this one, which is the EU one, which has got a tiny little tank on it that was similar to the one I think that came with, what was that the little tiny mod that had the little tiny tank that went in it? What was that called? Can't remember. Anyway, a little 2 mil tank going on with this one, and this one without the dirty great big warning signs on it saying that you'll die if you use it. This one comes with the Scion tank that we've seen on previous Innokin stuff of late. Now then, the good thing with this is look, don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but can you see? There's no gap. There's no gap on the 510. No gap on the 510. Oh, so Innokin have got a tip-top 510 for a change. What the fuck? I had to have a little sit down and a cup of tea after that to calm my nerves. But yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. Now, this Oceanus randomly says you're not going to be able to see that. You're not going to be able to see that. And I'm not going to fuck about with the camera. On the edge of the screen there, it does say I roar. I have no idea why, but yeah, it says I roar. It's a thing. Fuck knows why, but yeah, there we go. So that's happening now. Then it comes with 2 2700 batteries, which is good. It's a good thing. However, I have found that it's quite rubbish. Now, I've got a tank on here that I'll talk about a little bit later, but I managed to get 3.5 tanks. Is it 3.5 tanks or 3 Smithel tanks through this at 70 watts before the battery died, which is what I would expect to do from a normal 18650. So the batteries that you get on these are these Amp King things, which I can't remember. I did check on Mooch's details, but on Mooch's page rather, and I can't remember if they're rewrapped iJoys, I think they're pretty much the same as the iJoys. Can't quite remember, but I think they're very similar to those iJoys. I'd expected them to be somewhat better on longevity than has happened, unfortunately. So yeah, I will be doing more testing on that. It's a funny size as well because it's quite thin that way, but quite long, quite heavy. It feels like it's kind of. It feels like I don't know. I just personally kind of firing it with my finger like that doesn't feel comfortable. Firing it with my thumb doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel like a comfortable device for me. If the switch had been up here, then I'd have been kind of okay with it, you know. But no, I'm not digging it. I am not feeling it. So I am going to give that a darn good testing. But I do know that Mr. Bisardo had it and has tested it and has reviewed it. And I know Mr. Todd has one, and probably everyone on the planet has one by now. Also, by the way, it's obviously, I mean, it's one of the key selling points, so you can't miss it. It is, it doesn't do temp control. It's just wattage. It does two different modes. It does regular firing mode or like a boosted firing mode. And that's it. So it's as simple as you like. There's not really much to get involved with, and no fucking around with temp worrying. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. So we'll see how that goes on, and I will come back to you at some point in time. Now, on top of that, at the moment, now Asmodus sent me a couple of atomizers, which are quite funky, as well as the atomizers. They also sent me a couple of t-shirts. Now the t-shirts won't fit me at all, but now. What do you think of those apples? Hey, what? It's a bit colourful, isn't it? Not, however, as colourful as that. Get that bugger up, yeah. What? Yes, it's very colourful. Did you have, was it Fat Willie's t-shirts back in the day? Fat Willie's, I think that was a thing. It's sort of a dodgy surfy brand. Fat Willie's. These remind me of those. Something chronic. But yeah, this is a medium one, and the other one's a large one, and so neither of those are going to fit me. However, I did wonder if there's anything I can do to raise money for charity if I wear the medium one for a whole review or something like that. I don't know. Do you want to see a fat bloke spilling out of a t-shirt for charity? I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure that one out, shall we? But no, things that they sent me. This is called the Vuna RTA, and it's a tank. It's a tank. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing it, but I will be showing you, and I will let you know how it goes on. It's got an interesting deck, and it's going to be something that has actually been surprisingly easy to coil and wick. I thought it would flood like a bastard. It really hasn't, so that's going really, really well. The only thing that I've noticed on this that is desperately frustrating is look at the size of that drip tip. That's just fucking huge. But the actual hole inside is kind of like 510 size. So you get this massive drip tip with a really small hole in the middle, and you can't change the drip tip out because you need to take that off to be able to fill up the tank, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. Anyway, let's have a vape, shall we? It's not bad. It's not bad. It's actually quite a smooth. It's not the quietest, but it's quite a smooth vape. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing, and I will be having a go at the. In fact, I might just keep this setup and rock this setup for a while I'm testing the Oceanus as well. So we'll see how we get on with that one. Hey then, squash. Now then, what have we got there from Lois? Todd showed us his drawers. So has Rin. Addy Tooney, when are you going to show off your shed? Addy Tooney, yes, Addy. Oh, that could be a shed off between Addy and Todd. Oh, Todd showed his shed off the other day. If you haven't seen Todd's channel this week, he did a little bit of a walk around the shed and showed you sort of how small it actually is and all that sort of stuff. I'm surprised he fits in it, but there you go. It's a thing. So yeah, it's go and check that out if you haven't seen it. It's quite a cool and interesting thing. Now then, the other thing The other thing I've got from Asmodus is an RDA. The RDA is called the Gala Tech, and it's a cracking way to make any mechanical mod look like a sex toy. And there we go. but no, I think it's actually quite cool, and it has this very cute little face thing going on at the top, which somehow oh, I didn't realize that spun over. Oh, it moves. I only got this the other day, so I haven't really played with it that much. But yes, there you go. There's a little kind of shocked face going on there with really high. It looks like a drag queen. And so that's on there. But I think it's actually quite cool. Now, underneath this top cap, and this is the interesting thing for me, is that the holes in the top piece, those holes that you see right there, they don't actually do anything for airflow because you have a super domed chamber underneath, which is an interesting little thing. And you actually have these kind of posts, but are postless posts. If you imagine how you would coil a postless deck, and then think that those kind of holes are at the top of posts, then that's pretty much how this rocks, which is fine. It's an interesting way of building. One of the things that I'm not a super fan of at the minute is when I put this first set of coils in there, I had to do quite a lot of fuck-assing around to be able to bend them out to be over the airflow and not to get touched by the really domed kind of underside of the top cap. We know how much I loved that with the Goon LP. So, yeah, I figured that we were having a similar issue with this. Now I've actually put things where I need them to be. It's the quality of the vape is not bad at all. But doesn't that look dodgy? It's quite nice. It's quite nice. And I tell you what, it does remind me from the vape style a little bit of this Bushido. The Bushido from Dovpo, which is going to be getting up for review very, very shortly. But flavor-wise, it's actually not too shabby at all. So there we go. Everyone's a winner. So, yes, it's the gold version on top of the brass Pirate that came across from Grey Haze in the UK from RNV Designs. And this mech will be getting reviewed as well very, very soon. But I've cleaned this multiple times, and you can see that is patinaing quite a lot through use. So as you would expect, it just means that I have to keep up on cleaning it. Now then, for those of you that don't know about the cleaning thing, I've posted this on everything, and I mentioned it in the last vlog as well, but I keep using it, and I keep thinking it's bloody marvellous. This stuff, I think, is the tits. This is Town Talk Clean and Polish. Town Talk Clean and Polish. Saw it on Amazon. This Hoof and Great bottle was about £6 on Amazon Prime, and bargain. And it works really, really well. So I'm really, really happy about that. So if you're interested in how to clean your mech mods, that and a mod maker polishing rig, and jobs are good. Now then, is there anything else? Yes, there is. In from Evolution Vaping in the UK this morning is this big bastard. See that? Look at that. It's on top of the drone. So you know how much space is on top of the drone. So you can see how big this is. This is the 30mm Deathtrap from Deathwish Mods. Now, this is a big single coil banger going on there. Look, can you see that? Big old single coil. We've got airflow coming in at the back of the posts. You might just be able to see those two holes just under there. And we also have airflow coming in at the front when you put your top cap on. And you've got a big old slot right there with a fuck ton going on there. And I've got to say, this is my first build that I'll put in here. It's a 26 gauge, my normal Clapton build with the flattened 26 gauge dual core, 38 gauge on the outside, dual core stainless steel on the inside, 38 gauge Canthil on the outside, flattened, but I paralleled that with some 24 gauge stainless steel to make it look nice, and it vapes like a bastard. I've got it in squonk mode at the moment, obviously, and I've been squonking with it all day, and it goes really, really well. It's I mean, it fires really nicely, and it's a cloudy beast. It really is. Let me have a vape. Marvelous. I like it. I like it a lot. The only thing I'm not a massive fan of is to not make it look stupid. They've got this huge, great big drip tip on there. I've not looked to see if it's interchangeable with other things. It may well be interchangeable with goon size or whatever else. I will check into that one. But yeah, I mean, it's a it's a big tip to get into your mouth. So it's just be aware of that one. But you kind of push yourself on it rather than hump over the top of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a thing. I noticed that someone said, was it Infomatic and Infomatech said, I don't see the point in such a big single coil. Well, it's an interesting thing there, because if you think about it, if you do a parallel coil, or if you do a you could even dual coil it if you want to, but a parallel coil essentially is a dual coil. I mean, you've got just as much wick coverage, you've got just as lower resistance as dual coil, so you're getting all the benefits of a dual coil, but in one big old build. So if you're kind of one of these builders that likes to do a whole bunch of wires with 3 and 4 cores and all that sort of good stuff, then it means that you can put a big bastard single coil in there and get the resistance that you want to do without having to worry about kind of losing half your RDA. The other thing is that it squonks like a bastard as well. Oh, and by the way, that coil that I've got in there, just to show you how big that is, that's a 4mm ID coil. 4mm, and it's just lost in that deck. It really, really is. So yeah, I mean, flavor on it so far seems to be not bad. The airflow on it is, you've just got fuck tons if you want it. And yeah, because of the amount of space in there, you can put a crap ton of cotton in, and then you can just squonk yourself stupid, which is marvelous. It really, really is. Look at that. So if you do want to see pictures of my amazing build in there, which is truly, truly stunning, then you can go to my my, I think, well, I can't remember what my my Instagram is. Fuck it. It's on the links in this channel somewhere. But yeah, so you can go to my Instagram, or you can go to my Vaping Biker Facebook page and see pictures there. If you're not a member on either, then you can go to vapingbiker.co.uk, and there is an Instagram thing, so click on that and you see all my Instagram pictures there as well, so you can see some stuff that I'm up to. My Instagram, by the way, is getting very, very close to I'm like less than 200 away from 10,000 now, which I'm really excited about, because Instagram's hard, and I think I've got a pretty decent Instagram page, just to blow myself up a little bit, you know. I think it's pretty darn sweet. So there you go, it's a thing. Now then, I think that covers everything that's come in new. Now, I did post a picture earlier on at the weekend when I was having a bit of a chilled one with the wife, and I was using the Underdog, and I was using the Pyra, and I was also using this, and a few people asked what it was, and I didn't get to respond, so I thought I'd tell you all now. I reviewed this some time ago. This is the Pollux 25 kit, so this isn't a mech, this is a regulated device, but it's got the little thingy going on there. And I said at the time that I think the tanks, both the Pollux 25 and the regular 22 Pollux, were absolutely superb, and I still maintain that. I think they're fucking marvelous. Nice, nice, nice. So, do you want to hear about juice? Do you want to hear about juice before we open things up? Let me tell you about some juice. I've been using these in reviews recently because I've actually been digging them quite a lot from Vaporgate. I don't know if you're going to be able to get them if you're over here in the UK, but if you're over in the States and you're not horribly drunk from the 4th of July celebrations, these are Vaporgate, Phoenix, and Hyperdrive. Phoenix is peach rings, and Hyperdrive is pineapple and peach, and I'm really digging both of those at the moment. They're marvelous. I'm working on a kind of a minty banana thing at the moment. The one that I've made so far is I've just got through this 30ml here, and it tastes more like minty banana skins rather than kind of minty banana. So I will be working on that, and I'll let you know more about that as it works out. I have also been vaping on the old Offended by Fenders version 1 and 2. Got to make some more of that. The last stuff I made was for Mr. Todd, and I didn't make any more for myself, I don't think. Did I? I don't think I did. Anyway, are we done? Am I done on the new stuff? 40 minutes. That's not too bad, is it? I don't think that's too bad. I don't think that's too bad at all. Right, let's have a little look at chat then, shall we? So, breaking into things. In fact, hold you on a second. Some of that. Boom. Minty banana sounds awful. I just saw that Robbie Harkless. No. Stu said yes. Pardon me. I would have thought the same. However, there's a really nice minty banana, cool banana. There's a really nice one that Nambage used to, I really used to like that, but I just haven't had the money and what have you to go over and get some. So I will be looking at that. Oh, someone's mentioned Cthulhu. That's something that's new in today that I haven't mentioned. I have got the Azathoth, not Azeroth, Azathoth. Which is just the most random name for a thing ever. I don't know what it means, but I will check out on this one. So I've got it. Couldn't figure out how to open it, but oh, there we go. We're open. I know Mr. Grim Green looked at this earlier in the week, and I haven't had a chance to pop a build in there yet, but I will do. It's just totally a velocity style outer cap on here with regards to being able to unscrew it to open a kind of a central airflow, but it is an undercoil airflow rather than a direct coil. So you've got undercoil, and then you can open up the sides and get the side air as well if that sort of thing tickles your fancy. The deck is very peerless, like I think from memory, but I'll do some more on that one in time. So yes, that will definitely be getting looked at, and I'll throw a build in there and bang it up on Instagram when I get a few minutes. I'm really fucking hot, by the way, like really hot stuff. Oh, you fuck. Right, here we go, get this in here, get it in. Now then, don't forget, any Austrians, if you've just come to join, if you're in Austria, please do let me know what the fuck Austria is all about when it comes to vaping, because I know nothing over there, and I'm going over there in a couple of weeks. Here he is. Look, Mr. Todd, look.
Did you just say you're really hot?
Yes.
I could have told you that, mate. I could have told you that.
Thank you very much. But yes. In fact, if I put my fan on like this, can you hear that? Can people hear that? Let me know in the comments section or in the chat if you can hear it, and then I'll turn it off if you can. Now then, let me just get rid of this keyboard so I've got some space. Now I've done all of the bits and bobs that I need to do. I did ask about Austria. Have you been to Austria, Mark?
Never been. No, never been.
No. I need to know what's going on, because I can just see me going over there and then having everything taken off me when I get to the airport, which would be bad.
What does that do? What does that do when you move it?
Nothing.
I didn't know it moved.
No, I didn't. But it does. It twists around. I haven't tried unscrewing it or anything like that, or taking it off or doing anything with it. But yeah, it moves. But I can't see how it can possibly do anything.
That's
I can't get the drip. Hang on. Yes, I can. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, yes, I can.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It just makes you. It gives you the opportunity of figuring out whether you want a Cyclops or whether you want a kind of a two-eyed happy face. So that's about it.
Brilliant.
Right then. Let's have a little look into. How are you, Mr. Todd? I haven't actually asked you. How are you, old boy?
I'm very well, my friend. Very well. Now, remember, what's this called again? This new Asmodus tank?
Oh, the Valuna.
And you said to me that you didn't understand why it didn't just flood at the bottom.
Yes, I did.
I said to you, don't be silly. It'll be fine.
Yes.
4 mil of liquid.
You see, I've had no problem at all with mine, which is brilliant.
Not bad, though. It's not bad.
It vapes all right. I'm still by the way, for anyone that's watching that cares, I've still got this Suck My Mod tank, which is the one thing that I am going to review, one tank that I will review at some point in time. But I've been having a bit of an up and down experience with it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. And it's mainly been around wicking. I don't think it's quite as forgiving when it comes to wicking as I would like, and I am actually cursed when it comes to RTAs. Any kind of rebuildable tank, not my friend.
You suck.
So yes, But I will be playing with it. It just needs, and do you not find, Mark, that it needs a very, very like crazy small amount of wick?
Yes. Yes.
So like normally when you do like a 3mm coil, you might trim a hint of it off or something like that. But if you do a 3mm coil in this, you need to just get rid of a fuck ton of it.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Yeah, I don't like it. It scares me. But no, I've had no problems with the old thingamajig, the one that I've just lost. Literally, I had it like 2 minutes ago. There it is. the Asmodus one. It's doing a fine job, doing a grand job.
So the cab driver guy, Socrates. He's saying that the glass breaks in the SMM too easy.
No, well, I think that's going to be one of those. That's going to be one of those rumors that goes around. Just because they've included 3 glasses in it. I believe, didn't Matt say that it's exactly the same glass they've used in like the Troll and other tanks as well?
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, it's I think just because they've included loads of extras, I think it's going to be one of those things that someone goes, oh well, they must break easily. Then they must do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've like you to take mine to bits. I don't know how many times now, before and after the review, and I'm really clumsy, and I've not managed to break it yet. Yeah. So can't be that bad.
No, exactly. How are you getting on with the RDA, the Asmodus RDA, the fucking Gala Tech?
The other thing that I don't know what the name of it is. It's not bad. I actually quite like it. Does it come with a squonking pin?
That is a good question. Hold you on. I will check.
Because you're a professional reviewer. You know these things off the top of your head.
I am. I know many things. Yes, I think it does. You know.
It does. Ooh.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad wee thing. It's not bad at all.
No, I think the flavour on it's pretty reasonable. That super dome chamber, I think, really helps on that, doesn't it?
Yes. Did you use the coils that came with it, or did you?
No. I'm a very creative individual, so no.
Yeah. That's the only thing. I've had the coils that come with it. I mean, they came out just when I first put the coils in. They came out at 0.15, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's only after some major strumming and then they settled about 0.18.
Right.
I think. Yes, I'm the old man, but I just think that's a bit too low for included coils.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've said for a long time that any kind of pre-made coils that you can go into a shop and buy, or that come with a product, they should be a dual coil at 0.2. That should be as low as they go.
Yeah, totally agree.
Any lower than that is pointless. But yes, so that's the thing. That's yeah. Dan, did you have any issues with the coil placement?
Going blind. Yeah. Just. I don't know how you professional reviewers do all that light stuff. And God,
because we have decent lights, like I keep trying to get you to buy.
I'm Scottish. We are too tight. Yeah, the coil placement. I used the supplied coils, just bent them over. Yeah, it was perfect. I didn't have any hassles myself.
Okay. Good to know. Right. So, is there anything that you want to crack into before we go into chat and see what people have got to say in the big vaping world out there?
No, I'll just say I will 100% agree with my esteemed colleague here. The batteries in the Oceanus, I'm having the exact same issue. I just don't see what all the hubbub is about them. I'm finding the battery life to be shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But then
it's kind of average. It's 25R. It's decent average battery sort of level, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, I'm not used to vaping. I'm not used to vaping at 50 watts, mine. But it does seem kind of. But it's good that they do include the 2 batteries with it.
Definitely.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was only the one, then people would have to charge up in the mod all the time. So at least this way, it does mean that you can cycle them. And it does make me wonder whether they included 2 batteries because they knew you'd go through one really sharpish.
Yeah. What did you say? The EU one comes with a different tank, not the silent?
Yes.
See, I've not opened mine yet.
Yeah, it comes with the little tank. I can't remember the name of that little mod. The Chroma.
Yeah.
Little thing with the gamma K. It comes with. It looks like it's the same kind of tank as that. In fact, hold you on. Oh, by the way, those of you that may be interested, this is the most Apple-style packaging I've ever seen anything vaping related come in. You've got to pull that out like so, and you've got that going on, and then you've got that. Oh, look, and then which you can't see because everything's blown out with whiteness. And then you've got this business going on, and then you have to pull things out and all that sort of stuff. This is Apple packaging through and through. It really, really is. Anyway. Back to what we're talking about. Let me have a little look at the tank for you. Hold on. Oh, it's an iSub V. So it's not the one that came with the Chroma at all. It's an iSub V.
Ah. Oh, that's not so bad. I quite like the iSub V.
I've got a feeling it was. I think I may have reviewed it for summer last year. I think, and I think I had a jolly good time with it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I used to use it with a little green drip clip. I know that. Random, but there we go. Yes, so it's a thing. Now then, right. Schwartzy is Ian Schwartz, who has done the reviews on vapingbiker.co.uk. So he's a cheeky bugger, so watch out for him, Mr. Todd. Have you got the chat running so you can see it tonight?
Yes, I do. I have the chat, and I look absolutely nothing like Dr. Beckett. Just don't go there. Just don't.
Who's Dr. Beckett?
Stargate. Did you ever watch Stargate?
Very rarely. I couldn't get on with it.
Yeah, he was the Scottish doctor. Yes.
Fair enough. Nice. Right then, let's have a little look at these then. And Todd's reviews from Guybrush Threepwood. How close is the vape from the Extreme compared to the Emotion from Stackwarm? I know nothing of either of those. Oh no, I do. I've got an Extreme. Have I?
You've got the Extreme. Yeah. It's the exact same. Well, I find it the deck that comes with a standard with the Emotion. Is it the W deck? I think comes as standard. It's just the same as you had on the Dream. Basically, it's the same. But if you put in the B deck, which is designed for cotton, then because you can get like a 3 mil in a diameter coil in there, or a 3.5 mil in a diameter coil, it transforms it. It does make it a lot better. If you're into more power, then yeah, it's plus it doesn't leak like the. No, I can't. Yeah, it's true. I like the X. I still use the X, but it was the locking system in the bottom was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, but that's the X and that's the Emotion. Yeah. So
are they both the same size?
They are actually, but that's a special edition tank. That one. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
I'm still playing with the dripper from Stackwarm, the Squape X dripper. So I've still got to get things going with that one. But you do have the pretty colours, which make yours look better than mine.
Yes.
What else we got here? So Graham Vincent, Vaping Bike, can you remind us of your offended recipe is available anywhere? Yes, eliquidrecipes.com. ELR, e-liquid recipes. Yeah, if you search e-liquid recipes, best resource ever if you're going to mix your own juice. There's just a fuck ton of stuff in there. You can either search for Offended by Fenders, or you should be able to find me just as Vaping Biker if you're using the searchy thing. Luke Allen says, thank you for pointing me to the Vapability Facebook group. Lovely, friendly bunch. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll give him another shout out as well, even though Mr. Dave is the chattiest person in the world. I will give him another shout out, which is Vapability, VAPABILITY. If you're on Facebook, and particularly if you have any kind of disabilities or ailments, that sort of thing, it's a great little friendly Facebook group, and it's pretty small and cuddly. So that's quite nice. Daniel Wright says, Todd, you need a haircut, pal.
I was actually going to go for a haircut today, but I thought I would dye my hair first. you go.
So good. Todd, have you tried a quad vertical build in the Gillette 2?
I have had a quad build in the Gillette 2.
Fuck
and
off. What?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, a quad build at 80 watts, and it's most awesome. Actually, please, if anybody comments or even knows about my YouTube channel, please never mention any of this to me ever again. Don't tell anybody that I actually do things like that. No, it's at this moment in time, this is still my favorite art. Is it an RTA? No, it's not really. It's still my favorite tank this year. You would love it. It's just absolutely nuts.
It's got cable inside, isn't it? Instead of cotton and mesh and all that stuff.
It's cable for the wicking and just a plain RDA up top, if you like.
Here we go. Then here's something for the newer people that have been only started vaping in the last 2 or 3 years. How does cable, it's actual stainless steel cable, wick stuff? How does that work?
I don't know. I just put it in and it works. I mean, you used to get different. I mean, it used to be like with, for those of you that use stainless steel, you had different grades of stainless steel mesh. Different grades would wick better with heavier VG, and some would wick better with PG. So you used to buy different grades, and it's the same with cable as well. You get like 7x7, 7x9, and different types wick better with different liquids. And I honestly cannot remember which is which right now.
It seems like it does seem like magic to me. I've never used cable, to be honest.
It's actually, I've actually tried it in my, and I'm sorry for going all old posh fucker. Like things like even your normal RDTAs, like that's an RBA, using mesh in that instead of taking cotton down, not mesh, but cable, instead of taking cotton down into it, it works really, really well. So, yeah.
Magic.
The old shit's coming back, man.
Oi. Well, you're getting more popular. That's why. Full Beach Damp says, Vaping Bike, have you tried the Wonder Vape 207 Mic kit yet? No, I have not, so I can't answer any questions on that one. What else have we got going on here? Mike Vapes looks to be in the house somewhere, I think. So I've seen people mention him, so I imagine he's in. If you're in, hello, Mike. How you doing? Full Beach Damp has just contributed €1 to the channel. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind. That will all go into the Dizzy Pot. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Samuel Gray put £2 in. Thank you very, very much. Loving his broadside over the Tomahawk. Thanks, Dean. The broadside is you didn't get a broadside, did you, Mark?
Used to sell them, but I never owned one.
Oh, the copper ones are absolutely just amazing. Amazing.
I know. I mean, Chaz that works in the old shop that I used to work in. He loves his broadside. Absolutely. I think he's got 2 of them now. Yeah.
Hits like a train carrying an elephant on the front of a jumbo jet.
You can't see that in front of me.
Vaping Biker, have you seen the Mesh RDA from Cthulhu? No, I have not. No, wait. Yes.
You have.
No, we both have.
Yes.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. For those of you that are unaware of it, essentially it's an RDA. And what's that mod that you got from, not the mod, tank you got from Germany with that mesh build in the top of it?
The Teflon BT.
Yes. So essentially you've got stainless steel mesh that wraps around the cotton and goes from post to post. You stuff all your cotton in there and away you go. The cotton soaks it up, and then this hoofing great bit of mesh then heats up the juice and causes vapor to happen, yeah?
Yes.
So the RDA from Cthulhu looks as though it does that, but with even more mesh. And I personally can't see how that could possibly be a good idea. I honestly think the mesh that they've used in the promo shot is purely to just highlight the mesh. Right. Because I know on the Teflon BT, I mean, it's only about 4 or 5 mil in height, the mesh. And even at that, you needed a minimum of 80 watts to get it going. So the amount of mesh that they've got in that promo shot, you could at least double that, and it would take forever to ramp up. It'd be
Nah, way too much. Way too much.
It seems to me that much, I mean, if you tried that much, it would just cook things rather than kind of giving it that instant heat as well, with that ramp up time particularly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Well, I guess we can't really comment too much until we see him in the flesh, but I'm not super pumped about it. Shortsy says, what LP does Mr. Todd have by his record player?
That is, I can see this because nobody will know who I'm talking about. That is actually the very, very first bit of vinyl I ever bought in my life. That is Haircut 100.
Yay!
Nobody will know who that is. Nobody.
I bet it was a bit of a surprise though, after having to deal with those cylinders with the little spiky things and the holes cut out for so long. Going on to LPs would have been a bit exciting for you, I imagine.
Yeah, get out, yeah.
Craig Higginbotham says, how's the Shadow going? Has it got that extra wheel yet? You got to get back on the road. Yeah, I absolutely agree. I would flipping love to, but no, I mean, it's a whole bunch of money that I just don't have at the minute. It's going to cost a couple of grand to convert it, and that's just not something I can do, particularly with all of the vet bills and everything coming in. It's just not on the it's not possible for the moment, so that's not happening. Gareth Martin says, how are you getting on with the Gorgon RDCA? And I'm actually getting on not bad at all with it. It's taken me quite a while. I got this from Creme de Vape, and it's the Gorgon from
Sfomesto.
Absolutely, good call. And we do just a fuck ton of air. Now, the reason this is taking so long to get out to review is because of the amount of air options and everything kind of moving, being able to customize the living crap out of it. It's just taken a little bit longer to go through that testing process than other things. So I wanted to give you a fair and full review on it rather than just throwing something up there just, excuse me, for views.
It's six holes in the bottom and 6 in the top. Adjustable.
Yes.
That's nuts.
Oh, it is. It's bonkers. It's great though. It's great fun because you can block them all off, and you know, you don't have to have, if you want like the 3 holes or 3 tubes kind of fully open at the bottom on each side, then you can, or you can kind of have, if you've got a really long coil or I don't know, whatever you're doing, you can kind of reduce the holes on the outside ones and the middle ones full open. It's the most customizable airflow I've ever seen on an RDA, without a doubt.
Oh, wow.
He's a bonkers. Reese Evans, when are we going to get the next coil build video? Once I've got through my review queue, which is just ridiculous. There's so much I can't talk. There's so many other things that I do want to do when it comes to videos, and I can't get them out at the minute. I can't get it out, Mark. And it's just because I'm so busy with everything else. What else have we got going on? Question, Dean, have you seen the Kennedy Roundhouse V2 270 mech for a 2700 hard-hitting beast? No, I have not, but based on my experience with the Triple X and with the Admiral, I'm kind of okay without trying that until I can get a Sanyo 2700A, not the B, the A. Until I can get those batteries, I'm not really overly fussed about 2700 mechs at the moment, to be honest. Roland Posh has donated €2. Thank you very much, Roland. That's very, very kind of you and much appreciated. Thank you so much for that one. Now then, have I missed? Oh no, Samuel Greyphone's going to die on the train. Oh, he's going to die on the train. Thank you very much, Samuel. Very kind for your contribution as well. It's very, very kind. Legion Vapes says hi, Dean and Todd. Oh, here we go. Daniel Wright. Todd, do you have to oxidize the cable? Just going back to the stainless cable business we were talking about earlier on.
Everybody that's got the current batch of like the Gillette and the BT, they are not oxidizing the cable, and they don't appear to be oxidizing the mesh in the RTA at the top either. I would go the other way and say oxidize the living crap out of it, because the mesh, when it comes from the factory, and your cable when it comes from the factory, you don't know what it's got on it. So just oxidize it, just burn it, just flame it, and you'll be fine.
I imagine that also helps when it comes to positioning as well, because you don't want it to be too kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
No, it's, I mean, like when you dry, I mean, if you take the cotton out and you've got like that, almost like cone, that circle of mesh, you know, when you dry burn it, it all moves and changes position. So yeah, I'd say that. I mean, there's probably, you know, I can hear Germany screaming just now, going, "He knows nothing." No, that's Austrian. Anyway, but yeah, that would be my call. Well, that's what I did anyway. That's what I did.
Absolutely. DNNSA4 says, Vaping Biker, perhaps you should use cable in the SMM RTA. God, that'd be a video and a half, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be actually quite interesting.
Cool, make it happen. What do we got here? Let's just go through. I'm sure I've seen some questions for you, Mr. Todd. If you have got any questions for either Todd or I, then start your comment with @VapingBiker or @ToddsReviews, and we can we'll get to see your questions.
I saw Zio Azalin asks, may I suggest you review an older tank, I think he means RTA, that has been way overlooked? If so, please look at the Cthulhu V3. I think it's the best. I'll not deny that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dean would say the same about RDAs and all the rest of it. There's so many that maybe don't hit all the reviewers don't pick up, but are still excellent. You can pick them up for buttons, and the Kylan, for example, Mr. Dean the Vaping Biker told me to try this out, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's the dual coil one. It's the first one, and it's great. I really love it.
Yeah, it's a decent little tank, and it is a smooth, non-turbulent airflow. Honestly, if you put that up against the Geekvape one, no, hang on, which one's that one? That's the Geekvape Kylan. No, what? Yes. Who makes that one?
Is that not Vandy Vape?
No, Amit. There we go. Yes, the one you've got is the Vandy Vape one, and the Amit is the Geekvape one, isn't it? Yes. Now, essentially, they're very, very similar. But if you put the two back to back and you vaped on one and then the other, the Amit is absolutely more turbulent than the Kylan. Absolutely, it is. I'm going to make you do it. In fact, I'm going to take them both to Vape Fest, and I'm going to make you try them. I'm going to sit on you until you try them, and then agree with me. Vaping Biker, are you or Mr. Todd going to do any mod making tutorials?
Not me. Not me.
Well, you did a thing. You did a how to install the Mod Maker 510 into your runt today. That was good.
That was just because it was raining. That's not my that is not where my interests lie. That's Dean. Dean's the man for that kind of stuff for the building. I mean, even like we both got 3D printers at the exact same time. I'm sitting here, you know, fanning about building toothbrush holders, and he's away building squonkers. That's kind of where the level is between me and Dean when it comes to building things.
And my amazingly textured fucking battery holder that is blown out, and it's not falling apart yet either.
No, is it still hanging in there?
Yeah, did a grand job.
You'll never get a make in that, mate.
That's actually my new design for an 18 battery series. Yes, yeah, I like the design process when it comes to 3D printing stuff. So learning a whole bunch of new kind of software and stuff has been really cool. Like you've been enjoying fiddling around with the printer itself, kind of like the mechanic. I've been kind of like the nerd in the background that kind of enjoys fiddling about with stuff on the computer.
I did software for 20 years, so it holds no interest for me at all anymore.
Todd's Reviews, is the Arse Vape Lucifer good?
Right, I had to contact Asvape today. They are sending me out a new door because the door that is on my one, I moaned about it in my vlog, and it turns out that the one I have, the door is a bit faulty. So when that arrives. Do you know, I can't, it's different. The board isn't it's, you know, when you put petrol in your car and you're trying to get it to like £20 on the penny. Oh, that's what it's, this is like a petrol pump. You know, you push the button and the next thing you know, you're at £40. It just is off. But it's not the most intuitive menu system, but aside from that, it's working quite well. And I also have the Lucifer coming as well.
Given the choice of the menu system on that or the Revolver, which one is the worst?
Well, the Revolver is actually, I have, that's can I say that? I should have mentioned it.
Do it.
The Revolver that I showed off in a video, and I was less than polite about it, or I was diplomatic about it, and that the menu system I said was shit. The ones that will be sold in the shops, basically you hold, I think it's the plus button. I think you hold down the plus button and the fire button, and it jumps straight into the settings.
Okay.
Instead of having to keep pushing the button. So you've got a straight method of getting into the menu system. So
that would be one of those really handy things that would be good for them to let reviewers know about.
Yeah, who are we?
Flying Sumu, Dean, what bike do you ride? Under Shadows. Paul Paulson says, I have a coloured Kylan and the paint started flaking off after 3 days of use. Otherwise, I love the RTA. At Todd's Reviews, I was wondering, because you store the precious wooden mods in the shed, how is it with humidity?
The shed has the shed has heating inside it. It's got better insulation in it than my house has. So I spent more in the insulation for the shed than I did for the shed. So there is zero issues with humidity in the shed.
Nice, nice,
yeah.
Good work. Have either of us ever used concentrates, as in juice concentrates, in food or drink? No, I haven't. I see no benefit in that at all.
Yeah, not me.
Ryan Hurt asks, which type of 3D printers do we have? And we've got the ANET A8s from GearBest, and I think they're coming through at about $140 at the minute, something like that. Oh, 140 quid, aren't they?
Yeah, it was 130 we paid. Yeah, 130 we paid.
Yeah, so cheap as houses. You do have to build it yourself, though, so it's a bit interesting to get together.
And join the Facebook group.
Yes, definitely.
Join the Facebook group and follow the instructions that come in the USB key. The USB key, not the videos that are on YouTube.
Yes. Simon Brinch Mola. Ever tried the Modfather 30mm RTA or the Voltrove 41mm RTA? Didn't you have a Modfather and you loved it for ages?
I thought the Modfather was fantastic. However, as much as I loved it, I bang for buck. I thought the Supreme. No, what was who makes the Supreme RDTA? The Team Crave.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that was better. The latest version, the V2, I think it is, or the Plus. I thought that was a better tank.
Gotcha. I noticed that Gringo did ask if the no, hang on. Coco Cat, a couple of reviewers have said that the button sticks on the Michael. Have you had that problem?
Yeah, but if you let your thumb off, it comes back out. No, I've had no issues with it. No issues.
Someone's highlighted that's the Michael, not the Lucifer. I think he knows that, and he said he's getting the Lucifer in as well.
Congratulations, you win the internet for today.
Vaping Corgith says, Vaping Biker and Todd's Reviews, have you tried the Voopoo Drag? I was really surprised by the gene board chip they use in it. Very accurate, DNA-esque. Have you tried the drag?
I've not did. I watched who's that? That Yorkshire reviewer, Mr. V something K. I watched his review. I'm just saying that because I've just noticed he's joined chat. Yes, Vaping V1CK did a review on that device. Yes.
Fantastic. I have got it, but they sent it to me without checking, so I'm not reviewing it. I think the form factor, I just dislike the whole thing. I really, really do. And I had an interesting conversation at Expo where the one of the owners of the company told me that it was the board in it was a DNA killer. Just it isn't. That's not a thing. Lois Ashton, will there be a review for the Nightcore mixer? Absolutely. Yes, there will be. I'm trying to get and thank you so much for your donation as well, by the way. Thank you for the super chat donation there of $20. That's very kind. Yes, there will be a review on it, and one of the reasons that is holding me back at the moment is what I want to do is I want to create a couple of different juice mixes, and I want to take them over the space of a week or two to see if it does any difference when it comes to steep time, so I can give a practical kind of feeling of whether that does help things along or not. I did mention in the last review that the little pill-shaped stirry things that you get with it are quite small. So what I did is I went onto Amazon and I got a packet of these big bastards. So I can use this big monster of a thing that looks like a suppository, just so I can test this out thoroughly. So yes, there will be a review of it, but I'm trying to get the time to do all that mixing and get all that sorted out. So yes. Omar El Harry, Dean, have you had any issues with the fire button on the Underdog V2? Mine gets hot after a few hits. No, I have not. I would say that, first of all, check all of your contacts to make sure that they're all clean. Make sure that your battery is good enough to handle whatever build that you're doing it on. A lot of the time, it will get hot when it arcs with the battery, and that can be down to either stressing the battery too much, so you're chain vaping it or something like that, or it can be a case of it's just it's arcing, so essentially it causes a little spark between the switch and the battery when you press the two together. But no, I've had no issues at all. But just make sure you keep your everything clean, you don't build stupid low, and you use the proper batteries. I use VTC 5As for all of my mech mods these days. Someone's asked if we changed the power supply. I can't see who asked that because the chat flicked, but I imagine that's on the A8. I haven't, and you haven't either, have you? No. And we're not blown up yet, so that's good. Vaping Bike, have you ever tried a glass 18650 mod? No, I haven't. I had a bit of an issue with the company a couple of years ago now, I think, where they were sort of doing certain offers for reviewers, and it was kind of a club where you'd get a mod and stuff, I think, and I think it was kind of pushing towards decent reviews and stuff, and I just wasn't down with it, so I didn't want to take it on. So there we go. Never tried them. Have you had one? They've been around forever, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. I don't do high-end stuff, so.
Cool runnings, Vaping Biker. What's a mech that's not going to break the bank? I have a V-God Copper and looking to get another mech. I would go for either an Underdog or the Coil Art copper and black one. One of those puppies, if you can deal with that big old logo on the side of it, that hits really well and does a damn good job. But yeah, I think they're both under. I think the Underdog mech is around 55 quid from SimSig. That's who sent me mine, and the Coil Art one, I don't know, cheap, 45 quid, something like that. So I would personally go with the Underdog if you're made up between the two, but if you want to go a little bit cheaper, that Coil Art one is marvelous. Now then, any chance, give me more cake. Any chance of a review on an AV mod? I would love to. I'd love to get my hands on an AV, but not something that I can afford currently. And I've never contacted me and asked me to review one. So it's not looking overly likely at the moment.
They've never contacted me either, funnily enough.
which you'd think they would. I mean, you know, when you think clouds, you go Todd's Reviews. So competition, Todd. Boom. There you go. Paul Sykes, how much e-juice do you go through per day? I think on average, probably between 20 and 30 mil. I think even blowing clouds like a monster. I think 20 or 30 mil. I mean, this Lost Vape bottle, I think these hold about 11 mil, don't they? These Lost Vape Squong bottles. Yeah, so I've gone through a full one of those today, and I've done a little bit of dripping and a little bit of tanking. So yeah, that would probably be about sort of 20, 25 mil, something like that. What about you, Mr. T?
Me, I used to be 10 to 15 mil, but that's when I'm vaping the way I like to vape. But these days with the gear that I'm getting in, I'm 20, 25.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, that Asmodus tank I filled up before I came on to chat, and I'm already 2/3 of the way through it.
Yes, it does go through it quick, doesn't it? I mean, yeah. I hate it when people say, "Oh, a tank goes through something really quick," because you're only vaporizing the liquid that those coils will vaporize. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense to me, but this does seem to get through it sharpish.
Yeah, yeah.
It really, really does. I don't know how much it holds, actually. Is it 4 mil?
I didn't even know what it was called.
Professional reviewers RS. Vaping Bike, you need a picture of Vigo the Carpathian on your wall behind you. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Just a big fucking Vigo from Ghostbusters just behind me. That'd be awesome. Can you put an RDTA on a mech mod? Some of them you can. I can't pronounce your name, unfortunately. But yeah, it depends on your 510. As with anything you put on a mech, and whether it's a hybrid or not. If it's not a hybrid, then and it's got a regular floating pin or something, and you can put what you fancy on there. But if it's a hybrid, then always check the length of your 510. Gentlemen, check the length of your pin, and ladies too. Anyway, Schwartzy, does beard dandruff exist? I think I may have it. Yes, unless you oil it and look after it regularly and properly and care for it like a puppy. Any more news? Here we go. You might be able to answer this. I don't know. Any more news on the RAM squonker from Watofo? Guybrush Threepwood asks.
Yes, there is. I've heard there's some reviewers that may be getting one of these to review. I don't know who. I just, there might be. Yes, I don't think they're actually out until. Actually, they'll be out in the next 3 or 4 days. I think they're going to be released.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And those reviewers that may get one, probably not me. Which is just so rude. I'm fairly sure that I wholeheartedly brought squonking back after pushing it for the last 2 years. Anyway,
squonking never went away. Squonking never went away.
Vaping Biker, would you prefer to fight 1 Todd-sized chicken or 10 chicken-sized Todds? I 1 Todd-sized chicken because he's a big monster of a man. So I could hide from him, I think. And Mr. Hawamda has said, I dare you to pronounce my name. Yeah, I can't do that first one, I'm afraid. Can't do it. Do a beard care video, says Mr. Har2K. I would do. Do you know what I mean? I with the amount of beardy vapors that are around, I am actually looking for some sponsorship of the channel from non-vaping avenues. So there isn't any kind of mixed interest or anything like that going on there. But no, if I can find any sponsors for the channel that helps me keep doing what I need to do and all that good stuff, then away we go. That might, you never know. You never know. There may be a beard video at some point in time, even though my beard does look somewhat Tramp-esque.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you look at people like, I mean, I talk about what I've been watching on TV and other boring crap, and like Ruby and Vaping Bogan talk about what they're drinking. But it's not that big a leap to somebody with a beard talking about what poncy products they put in it. You know, it's
yeah.
I didn't mean to say poncy products. I'm really sorry.
How very rude of you. I'm just going to fill up my those of you that haven't seen them yet, by the way, modmaker.co.uk also does these bottles. It's a squonking refill kind of jobby. I have pointed them out in vlogs before, but essentially you fill this up. It's got a tube that goes all the way down to the bottom, and then you screw it on top of your squonker. You squeeze your squonk bottle in your mod, and the air then goes from your squonk bottle down into the bottom of here. Air comes to the top of the bottle, and then when you release your thumb off the one in your mod, it then sucks your juice back up and fills up your bottle in your squonker like magic. It's fucking marvelous.
Everybody should have one. Everybody.
Yes, everybody, absolutely. Full Beach Damp says, how about a live vlog with Mr. Grid Green? Think he would love chatting with you guys. Yeah, that's certainly something that would be open to. That I'll be open to. That we'd be open to. It's all good and gravy. It's trying to get schedules right, because whenever I go on to an American show, it's usually at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, now I don't know what time it is, because America's all over the place, isn't it? So I don't really understand. I don't get time. It's too difficult. It would be rude of me to fill this up. Now then, Tony, what?
I just filled mine up.
Yeah, fucking bastard. Tony Facey asked an interesting question. He points it to me, but I think it can go to both of us. Where do you see mods in 10 years? What features do you think they will have? Over to you, Mr. Todd.
No, it's your show. I'm just here to fill the little gaps of space where you forget to say things. So I think you should go first. I think you should go first.
Okay, so I think that we're going to see a change in battery technology. I think we're going to see way better batteries available over time, but that's not going to be because people produce stuff specifically for vaping for the next few years. But that who knows? That may change as vaping grows in 5-10 years' time. When you look at the growth that we've had in the last 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, even. That you could imagine that should the general public recognize the health benefits with vaping, then you know, it certainly could be. It could be a thing where we get our own batteries, but it's unlikely. I think we're gonna calm down on the power wattage wars. I think that's going to calm the fuck down, because there's no need for that. There's no need for more than a 200 watt mod. That's excessive. You're laughing at.
There's no need for anything over 50 watt. That's what I was going to say.
You know that you've been vaping high recently. Shut your face. But no, I mean, when it comes to the power thing, I mean, if I were to ever produce a mod, it would probably be like 150 watt or something like that. I don't really see that I would be interested in doing anything much bigger, but who knows? Oh, and on that, I have had a few messages of late asking if I'm going to be doing an RDA. I have been asked by a few companies, but I have no plans to as yet. So yes, it's not on the cards quite yet. Get me to 100,000 subscribers, guys, and I'll do one. There you go. How's that for a bargain?
No.
You know you'd love it.
I was going to say there. Who was it that just said there? Mads said, where did the 18350 time go? There you go, 18350 time. Works just great. I still use 18350 mix quite a lot, actually, when I'm in the house at night time, just puffing away. Or if we go out for a meal or something like that, and you just need something just for a couple of hours, then an 18350 mech, it's brilliant.
Yeah, the 18500s have been in a couple of mods recently. We've got the Coral from Lost Vape, yeah, which is this little puppy, and that's a little 18500 that goes in the base there. So it's not the full Mashings 18650, but no, it's a thing. So we have got a couple of mods that are small, but I think a lot of the box moddy kind of style things, they've got the small ones have got lipos in them now. When you look at the U box, when you look at something like this that I reviewed last week, and the size of that and how small that is, that historically would have had an 18350 in it. But because it's a little lipo in there now, you've got a little bit more power, a little bit more juice to play with. So I think that's where they're going. There you go.
One thing I would like to see when they're using lipos and batteries is if they had a watt hours rating on it as well.
Yes.
Because a lot of people see lipos and mods where it's just say 1500.
Yeah.
And it's, well, depending on what kind of lipo it is, it's different to a 1500 mAh 18650, if you like.
Absolutely.
So, if you're ever interested, go on. There's a few sites. Just go and search Google for watt hours conversion tables, and you can work it out yourself. It's quite interesting.
Definitely. What else have we got? Have we got any other questions? If you've got a question for Mr. Todd, don't be shy. Get it there. Get and ask him. It's 2:30 p.m. here on the West Coast. What's on the West Coast? Is that California? Is that West Coast?
I don't know. Oh.
What would you advise? What?
Oh, sorry. After you go, but you go ahead.
What would you advise for a first squonk? Someone's a mech user. Who is that? Give me more cake.
Not me asking.
Are you actually eating cake?
I got toast. I opened the door and Karen was there, and she brought me toast and tea.
What on earth are you doing having toast at this time of night? Those carbohydrates are going to knacker you. Oh, I tell you.
Yeah, that's if I went to bed like a normal person.
It's be like me, mate. I'm in bed 10 o'clock every night.
Now you know I know different to that.
That sounds like we have a weird sex party late at night. Let's not go that way. But yes, go on then. A start. Oh, Samuel Gray, thank you very much for the £2. Check my Instagram message when you can, please. I will do, Samuel. Thank you very much. Yes, so starting off a squonker. Any suggestions?
Mechanical.
Yes, can't remember his name. It was the cake guy, wasn't it?
And
Ryan Hurt wants to know about a first one as well.
I moved everything about. Where did it go? I mean that. Now yeah.
I'm just doing this. You crack on, but I'm just doing this so people can see that this magically fills up from this bottle down the bottom there.
I mean, even that one. I mean, that's been hydro dipped, so it doesn't come looking like that standard. But even this, I mean, that's just a bog standard mechanical, and it's called the Lunar. I think you can get them in the UK for £60. But people like I think Lost Vape are coming out with a squonker, another possibly mechanical one, with Tofor coming out with one soon. If people like Yilong, if they stop, excuse me, I won't swear, if they stopped doing clones and did their own versions of cheap squonkers, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. That is something to be aware of as well, by the way. Just for those of you that aren't aware, there are quite a few companies getting some blatantly cloning some sort of the less popular and less public 3D printed squonkers now, and yeah, it's not cool at all.
I mean, there's somebody, Andy Fairchild, saying the VT inbox. I mean, that's regulated, but the VT inbox was a cracking squonker for the money. It was really good. And Bill Hubbard's saying the Rio, it's no longer 2012, my friend. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to stop this happening now, by the way. But I didn't have to squeeze that at all. That just filled that bottle up by itself in magic ways. Anyway, carry on.
But that's unfair, because the Rio was one of the first real squonkers back in the day, and I can guarantee that any squonker that was bought in 2012 is still working today, because they were built like brick shithouses. They really were.
Didn't a lot of them have kind of the springs in them that would collapse though? If
you vape the way you vape today, yeah. I mean, back in those days, you were vaping 2 ohm coils, so
yeah,
and even then you could buy. I mean, I've got drawers full of springs here. You just change them out. It was no big deal.
Yeah. I remember. Do you remember my Svape Almo boxes that I had?
Yes.
I had a couple of those. And they were gorgeous, but they had those dirty great big springs in it, and the voltage drop on the mod was just crazy. But no, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there these days. So, you know, if you look on the second-hand markets as well, if you're in the UK forums like Planet of the Vapes, I don't know what there are in the rest of the world. I'm sure there's loads of them, but look for things like second-hand Geekvape G-Box S100s. Or S-Box G100s, whatever the fuck they are. Even the E-Leaf Pico squeezes, they're a cheap and affordable way of going into it. If you like an unregulated vape, if you can get hold of a Pico squeeze, I think they've just released those again, but with like resin kind of outers and all that sort of stuff to make them look pretty as well. So they're worth a look. Vaping Dub says, Vaping Biker and Todd, what build to put on a dual 18650 series mech for all-round vaping?
I'd say 0.5. But then I vape differently to you, so.
Well, no, I think it depends on the wire that you use. I would go down to kind of 0.4 potentially, but between 0.4 and 0.5 generally. But if I'm using a round wire, I'd go a round wire like N80 or stainless steel, 0.5. If I'm doing Claptons, like my normal Clapton build, then I would probably go down to 0.4.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of metal. That's what you want in there. Just lots of metal. So don't forget, if you want any questions, we're not going to go on forever tonight. We've gone on for an hour and a half. Oh, here we go. Look, Scott Bogfoot. Todd, did you ever ride motorbikes?
Only when we used to go on holiday. Well, when we went on our first honeymoon. Our first honeymoon? No, it was our only honeymoon, actually.
If the wife was watching, she'd just have a little heart attack.
Yeah, I used to hire motorbikes so I went on holiday, but in the UK, no. Because I was a petrol head most of my adult life, and I drove like an idiot. I have no self-control when it. Well, I used to have no self-control, so I never trusted myself in a motorbike. Simple as that.
There you go. So Todd didn't do it because he's a big fanny. That's the end of that. Fair enough. Yeah. Right, so if there's any questions, I'll tell you what we'll do 10 minutes now, so it's 20 to 11, 10 to 11. We'll cut this thing off. It's just shy of 2 hours, I know, but if anyone's got any questions, start them off with @Todd's Reviews or @Vaping Biker, and we'll throw them out and about, and we'll see what we can find. Go on.
Guybrush, Todd Reviews. Why is the Franken skull so popular? Because it is. It's just hype. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's a very, very well made 3D squonker, and it's got a huge following, and that's as simple as it's like, why do people pay so much for Adidas trainers? Are they any better than high-tech trainers? That kind of thing. They've just got a huge fan base, but I can hand on heart say, having owned one, that you can go out and spend less and get a mechanical squonker 3D printed of just the same quality.
The thing is that what they've done is they've worked the system incredibly well from a business point of view.
Yeah,
they've done a fucking amazing job with the hype created from the small amount of releases and all that sort of stuff. When they first came out, and there weren't many mech squonkers going around that were 3D printed, and especially for like 130, 140 quid when they first came out, something like that. And the idea of having first of all being plastic, and second of all having a skull on it, I thought was just, there is no way that they're going to take off. And somehow the high-end community just lost their minds over them. No idea why that happened. But thank you very much, Jake Edwards, for your £10 donation. Hey, Dean, so sorry to hear about Dizzy. It just really tugged at the old heartstrings. Love your videos. Really pick me up when I've had a crap day. Keep it up and keep on having it very large indeed. I will. Thank you very much indeed. And thank you. You have it large. You have it large. Todd's Reviews. What's your favourite wire?
Anything that glows red.
I like stainless steel as much as possible, but there you go. Vaping Biker, what's your favourite mech tube? I've not answered. I can't answer. I've said many times before that, and I'm sure Mr. T will agree as well. We get so much gear that we tend to have different setups for different things. So if I feel like having the underdog because it's the Cerakote means it doesn't slip around in my hand. I can fire it. I've got a good hit from it, and I can have a really nice flavoursome cloudy build. Then I'll bring that out. Otherwise, if I want to run a tank or I want to run something with a lower 510 on it, then I might take out the broadside, or it just depends on how I feel. If I'm feeling a bit fruity, I might take something expensive out with me. If I'm not, then I'll take something cheap and cheerful out with me. Boom. Charles Reviews, best regulated squonk mods. I think we've kind of covered those, but have you got anything else to add on those?
What's your budget? Do you like stab wood? Do you like 3D print it? Impossible to answer. Possible to answer.
Those of you that aren't following Todd's Reviews on Facebook, go and check that out, because Mark is looking at the new one from Mr. Chris Scott at the moment.
This one here.
Look at that.
It's very, very smart.
Oh, it's lovely looking.
But it is a beta. This is not. There might be many changes before the finish, but it's got the Yeti 475, is it?
Yes.
It's got the joystick on it.
Yes.
Instead, which is quite smart and groovy.
Yeah, I really, really want to try that board. I need it in my life. What else we got? Casey Gamble, Vaping Biker, did you like any RNV design mech mods? Yes, I reviewed the Sabone a while ago, and I've got the Pyra coming up. Vaping Biker, do you have any thoughts on Chaos Wire? Yes, and that is that's the green stuff, isn't it? I think. No, this is Maniac Industries. Is that the Chaos Wire? That's not the Chaos Wire, is it? Is that the Chaos Wire? That one? Or is it the stuff in the bag? A very nice kind gentleman gave me some stuff in a bag. No, that's not. I can't even read that. Wraith? Fucking what?
Wraithful.
Wraithful. There we go. We'll go with that. I've got some Wraithful stuff there. It's N80, and I don't use a lot of N80. I do occasionally, but not a whole hell of a lot, to be honest with you. Derek's asked me about the best regulated squonk mod, and I love the drone, to be honest with you. I think it's just a great mod. It holds a fuck ton of juice, and you've got plenty of power in the mileage, which is great. Brutality might sound like a dark question, but I want to buy my first mechanical mod, be it a squonk or not, but I get put off by all the horror stories of people having unregulated mods. Unregulated mods are absolutely safe as it is. How many years did people use unregulated mechs before we got decent regulated mods?
Yeah, I know. Look, how many people drive? How many car crashes happen in the UK every single day? But we still go out and buy cars.
Exactly. They're as long as you know your battery safety, as long as you know how to build. I would never ever advocate going and buying a mech mod and then using pre-built coils in it, unless you're using a sub tank that is designed for that purpose, or you've got a floating 510. Make your own coils. There is so much you can learn from making your own coils when it comes to mechs. It's untrue. So they are perfectly safe as long as you know your battery safety, your Ohm's law, and you're not a knob.
Yeah, the last one is very important.
And don't carry extra spare batteries in your pocket with your keys and change. That would be bad. Now then. Vaping Dub said, Ref Busters raffle, you mentioned you might throw in some extra bits for hitting some big amounts. Did you make any decisions on that? Yes, I did. I did actually put another box of stuff together, which I did a video for, and so there was 4 top prizes, and there may be something else happening as well, but I've just got to figure out postage on something. Would you make a video about 3D printing? No.
That's a big can of worms, that.
Mainly because we have no idea what we're doing. Did you used to be vaping smoker before you vaped? Ed Tucker Artist. So I imagine, what? I don't really get that question. It's either trying to be funny with the name of the channel, or asking if we vaped and smoked before Just Bait. I don't know. I don't know. Adam Ramsey, did I miss the update on Buster? No, the raffle, the final draw video should have been out by now, but because I'm a bell end, I deleted the file that I spent 4.5 hours making sure was together with everybody's names, making sure that everyone had paid and emailed me and done everything they needed to do. But because I deleted it, because I'm stupid, I've spent the last 2 days trying to be able to get into my files with various bits of software to find that, but no. So we're now redoing that with the help of my good lady wife. So that should be done by tomorrow. What else have we got going on? Ross, just looking at the time, there are only 5 minutes left, guys. Ross says, any thoughts on the Therian DNA 166? You don't have any reviews on it. I'm thinking about buying one, but I'm not sure if it's worth the money compared to cheaper mods. The DNA 166. Have I not done that, Therian? I'm sure I have. Have I not?
I don't watch your reviews.
Get away. You don't you? I'm fairly sure I have. I have got the DNA 75C reviews to come with something special, which is holding those back at the moment. But that's happening. Reese asked, I saw you on SV asking about billet boxes. Did I ever get my head around them? No, not really. I still don't really understand why they're as popular as they are.
Carol tanks are great, man.
It's been ages since I vaped on a Kanga coil. What happened to Kanga? Where are they? Are they still releasing stuff?
Yes, they are. Yeah, still releasing stuff. Most of it's still shit, but there you go.
Yeah. Beyond Birthday says, do you plan on reviewing the Frost series box mods? No, I got it at Expo, and I did mention at the time that they're going to be bringing out a new one. So what I'm going to be doing is I will be comparing the one that's currently available with the new one once the new one happens. Do you get cravings for mouth to lung when you fancy it, or what do you instantly reach for? Occasionally I do, Louisa. Once in a while, I do quite like the old mouth to lung side of things, and generally I will go for something like the Hurricane V2, I think, or what have I used recently? Do what?
That's not mouth to lung.
It kind of is. It's not super mouth to lung, but it kind of is. I did really like the Siren tank. I did like the Atlantis. Is that the Atlantis?
Yeah. No, the Atlantis. Well, you could get the 1.8 coil on the Atlantis, but
that little thing. Was that the Atlantis V2?
Oh shit! I used to sell them. Fuck! I forgot the name.
That's the Aspire. Fucking. What's it called?
The Doofer.
Yes, that. I quite enjoyed that. I'm not completely down with building for mouth to lung tanks. I'm not going to lie, just because I can't be fucked with. I don't really have 28 gauge Canthol wire, for instance. So doing things like that is a nightmare. So my lowest build tends to be like a 26 gauge stainless or 26 gauge nichrome with just a whole bunch of wraps, which isn't really what you want when you're doing a mouth to lung tank.
There you go. It was called the Bob. No, it was called the Nautilus X.
There we go, the Nautilus X. Yes, I quite enjoyed that.
There we go. There's one we both know about. We both saw it down at Expo. Was the new Asmodus, or have you spoke about this already? There's the new Asmodus squonky thing.
I have not spoken about it, but yes, saw it. I'm interested to see what his final design comes out with, because it wasn't his final design when we were at the show, was it?
No, it did look a bit.
I think the challenge is going to be that it's not interchangeable squonk bottles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a thing. Mason 30mm RDA or Alliance 28 RDA. I haven't had either of them. I had the Mason 40mm, which was just a freaking beast. Isn't the Mason and the Mason and Alliance are both made by Vaporgate, though, I think. So they're going to be both pretty good, I imagine.
What's your view count sitting at for the Mason now? How many?
40mm Mason, 1.2 million, I think, 1.3 million, something like that. Which is It's just ridiculous. And I still get people comment on it every day.
That's more people than have watched my videos in the past 5 years.
That's crazy. It's ridiculous. Right. I think we've pretty much come to an end then, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're pretty much sorted. Mr. Bros keeps saying donated 500 hashtags. What? Mr. Bros donated 5? No, I don't think he did.
Right, here's Mooch. Let's go.
Oh, he's here. Mooch. Welcome in, buddy. You've come right at the end, my friend. What's that all about? If you, I'm sure you all know about it, but if you don't know about Battery Mooch, please go to Google and type in Battery Mooch. He comes up with his ECR. Is it ECR? ECF? Reddit forum?
Yeah.
No, not Reddit. I can't remember, but he comes up with his stuff straight away, and then you can find out about a fuck ton of battery testing. Don't just go to his favorite batteries chart. Go and find out the batteries that you like, and look at things like the voltage drop that happens at various pulses and all that sort of stuff, because it's super interesting. Because just because like you have a 25 amp battery with 2,500 milliamp hour or whatever, 2,000 amp mAh, it may work completely different to another one that has a similar kind of stat at first look. So go and check out his other charts, because they're really interesting. But no, I think we're done and dusted. I think we are. So I'm really sorry, Mr. Mooch, but you're here at the end, my friend. Anything you want to say to the big wide world, Mr. T?
Subscribe to Dean the Vaping Biker, but if he's got more than 50,000 subscribers, please do not subscribe to Dean the Vaping Biker. Stop. When he gets to 50,000, just stop. I'm not comfortable if he gets over that. Just stop.
We're very close now. I think there's about 7,000 subs between us. It's clearly not all about subs, but it is about beating you. So
yes, it's all about the banter. It's all about the banter.
Right. Well, thank you so much to everybody that's watched. If you're watching this on replay and you've managed to get to this point, you're a hero. So thank you so much. Once again, any Austrians out there, any Austrians that watch this, please let me know in the comment section about vaping in Austria. Is it a thing? Is it as TPD? Austria is in the EU, isn't it? Has TPD stuff upset it? Am I going to get everything stolen from me as soon as I get to the airport? Is there any vape shops out there? Where am I? I will be at Schladming, I think that's how you pronounce it, and then Filsmoose. I'm not entirely, see, they sound like names that my wife told me to wind me up, so I said it in public on YouTube, but they might be a thing. So Schladming and then in Filsmoose. So yes, if you know anything over there, please leave in the information in the comments so I know what to expect when I get there. And if there are any Austrians out there, then that'd be cool to see you as well. But for now, I think we're all done and dusted. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody that has contributed to the channel with the super chat. You're all superstars. That will be going into the Dizzy Fund, and I love you all greatly for it. We will both be at Vape Fest in the UK, and I will be at Vapor Expo in October. Is it October? I can't remember. But they're now selling tickets, I saw today. So if you go to a Vapor Expo on Facebook or on their website, then I'll be at that one as well. And I will be trying to get Mr. Todd to come along to it as well, but we'll see. But yes, apologies if you see me at Vape Fest, because I might be drunk, and we'll see how we get on. But thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you all very, very soon. And thank you very much to Mr. Todd for coming in and joining in as well.
Thank you for having me as always, young man. I can't do
a bit large.